Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. New hair, who is this? Oh my gosh, can you guys believe this? I finally went over to the dark side. I went back to my roots after 7 years of having crazy hair, and I never thought I would see the day, but I think I outgrew my other hair, and here we are. It just feels so healthy and it feels so good, and I'm so happy.
But this is not about my hair. I just wanted to address the elephant in the room before I kept going like nothing was new.
I have a book haul for you today. Warning, this is not my last book haul. We got 30 plus books here, but I have 2 more book hauls before the end of the year. One Christmas book haul because I know I'm getting books for Christmas. I already got a few books for Christmas. I have a nice little stack, and I know I'm gonna get more books because, you know, I mean, if my husband doesn't get me books for Christmas, I'm gonna be mad. I'm not even gonna lie. And I am planning a book shopping trip, which will have also a book haul, because what do we have when we go book shopping? A book haul. So that's going to be towards the end of the year. Yeah, I thought, what better way to close out the year than to go book shopping? I want to go used book shopping. I want to go to Books A Million. And yeah, and I want to bring you along with me. So that will possibly be the closeout of the year, is a nice book shopping trip and book haul. So with that being said, let's look at the books that I have acquired for the past couple of months. We're going to start off with my book of the month as usual. I am just not going to be saying, oh, for November or for December. It's just a collective book haul. Like I said, I have 30 plus books here.
And my heart is so happy because I swear, you guys, I think I like book shopping more than I like book reading.
Tell me if you feel the same way in the comment section, because I don't know, it's just something about book shopping that just makes me so giddy. So like I said, book of the month for the past couple months, I ended up getting Keeper of the Night by Kylie Lee Baker. I'm actually in the middle of this one, and I am surprised at how much I am enjoying it. And then I also did get Magic Lessons and the Book of Magic, which I talk about in my November wrap up if you want to see what I thought about these books. But love.
Can you believe, like, one of the months I didn't even take out my book of the month from the box? It's still in the box.
So let's take them out really quick. All right, then I ended up picking up A Flicker in the Dark. I'm super excited for this one, but I mean, this damn cover is so beautiful and dark and delicious. As part of the book of the year selections that they have, if you are a book of the month member in your like best friend tier, you're able to get a free book from the book of the year selection, so like the nominees. And since I had all of them except the winner, the 4 Winds, like, I haven't read that book, and maybe I shouldn't knock it till I try it, but it's just not my kind of book. And I am very venturous when it comes to like book reading and stuff. I'll read outside of my comfort zone, but there's just something about that author and like what I've heard that I'm just not interested in. But the only other book that I didn't have in my collection was The Lost Apothecary. And I don't know why I didn't have this one. I actually had this on my wish list at Book of the Month or on my TBR or like once, but I just never bought it. So I'm glad it's here. This cover is just beautiful. And then if you guys saw my end of the year book tag, I talk about this book right here, A History of Wild Places. It was one of my most anticipated releases, and I'm so happy that it is in my hands. This cover to me is just perfection. It's just my color scheme, the teal with the beige, and it's just so beautiful. I can't wait to jump into this one. Now, I know you guys, somebody commented on one of my videos that they miss me talking about synopsises, and for the majority of this video and for my book hauls, I don't talk about synopsises because I do love, I love going into my books blind. So half of the times I'm buying books because either I'm hearing about it or because of the author or because at some point I read the synopsis. But by the time I get the books, I forget what the synopsis is about. So that's why I don't talk about my synopsises too much unless it's something that I do remember from when I bought it or when I heard about it. I like to go into my books blind, so I apologize about that. One thing that I do want to share before we continue on that I actually wanted to do before my book of the month, but I completely forgot, is I wanted to share a bookish purchase with you guys that's not necessarily a book, but something that I just absolutely love and that makes my year so much better. I got my Little Inkling book planner in, or bookish planner in. Now I wanted to show you years past because this will be 2022 will be my third year using her planners and I'm just obsessed with it. So I wanted to show you 2020. This is what it looked like. It's the Always Fully Booked planner. And it was rainbow. I loved this one so much because of the color scheme and the rainbowness of it. My 2021, my current one, I ended up getting the blue one, and I love that she, as the years go, she's taking out more and more options for you. Like she has vertical and horizontal now. She has 2 color schemes. She did the same thing this year. I'm wondering, I can't remember if this, she had an option of getting blue or something else, or it was just the blue. But this year she had an option that you can pick out of a couple of colors, and I ended up choosing the black one because I think she came out with a rainbow one. I could be wrong, and since I already did a rainbow one for the first year, I ended up getting the black and gold. But oh my gosh, I love this planner because it is so perfectly detailed. There's challenges in here that you can complete throughout the year. There's different challenges like prompts that are just like prompts, like read a book from this, read a book from that. Then she has like cover or colors on the cover prompts or on the title. And then she has an A through Z challenge, which is to read a book with each letter in the title. There's so much in here. You have a place where you can write reviews. You have your monthly calendar, your weekly calendars or spreads. I just absolutely love this. And because of this, I'm able to film like my hauls and all those things and keep up with what I read in the month. So I'm super excited to have this in my possession. I just wanted to show you guys because it is bookish, so might as well include it in here. Now I want to go through, let's go through my nightworms. I actually ended up skipping December. I'm kicking myself in the ass. Every time I skip, which is very rare, I end up kicking myself in the ass. But we're not going to talk about that. In the month of November, we got A Cold Place for Dying by Christopher Triana. I am in the middle of this one. I've been in the middle of this one since we got it in November, so loving it so far. This is a thriller, so it's not extreme horror. We also ended up getting Palmetto by Anya Alborn. Those were the 2 books. There was a possibility for you to get a bonus book in your package for the month of November, and I ended up getting one of the books, which was The Red Stone of Juba by Donald Tyson. I'm super intrigued by this. This is something that I didn't even know existed until I got it in my package, so I'm eager to read it as well. Going into some of the books that some publishers sent over my way, I mean, I have a large stack, and I am so grateful for like having the privilege of receiving these books. I just, who am I? You know, like who am I to be receiving these books? But I'm so grateful. First, let's start off with a package that I got from an author. He sent me 4 of his books, 2 little like stories and then 2 novels. I spoke about one of them in my November TBR. The first one was Smolder. The author is Michael Goodwin. He's the one that sent me the package. Forever grateful. I loved this one. He also sent me The Liberty Key. I'm very intrigued by this one. It says, recent widower Spencer Crosley buys a house in Hamilton, Maine to fulfill a promise to his deceased wife and child, whom he lost tragically years prior. Shortly after moving in, he learns that his house has the ability to heal and restore itself. When he finds a skeleton key that has powers of its own, he uncovers dark secrets about the house's past and is taken on a journey that forces him to confront the darkness within himself. I remember watching Michael Goodwin on a live one time. It was him and a couple other authors, and I remember him saying how he wrote from things that he has experienced or he has gone through himself, including like his anger issues. And I love reading authors that put a little bit of themselves and their personalities or their struggles in their books. So I'm very eager to read this. Smolder was a little bit like that as well. The guy in Smolder, the main character, had problems with his wife. He found out his wife was cheating on him, and the anger and the sadness that he felt inside, which drove him to take a decision one night. It was just fantastic. So I'm very eager to read this one as well, especially now that I read the synopsis. Talk about not reading synopsises. And then he sent me these two, which are little short story collections. The first one is How Good It Feels to Burn. And then the next one is Roadside Forgotten. These are really, really tiny compared to a normal sized book. So they're so cute, and I love the little lighter in front of it. I won a giveaway last month. I don't know if it was like the ending of last month or the beginning of this month. There was a girl on Instagram, Thriller Book Babe, and I won this off of one of the giveaways she was running, Reprieve. I've been dying to read this book, and I just, first of all, this cover was amazing. And then I remember reading the synopsis. I can't remember much about it now. I think it has to do with like a haunted house escape room or something like that, and it just sounded so intriguing. This is a little bit more horror than thriller, so that's why I was eyeing it, and I could not believe when I won it. So thank you, Thriller Book Babe, for that giveaway prize.
Silver Shamrock Publishing, always spoiling me.
I'm super eager to read these. This was my latest package, the first one being Nocturnal Pursuits by Glenn Rolfe. I mean, this cover, you guys, I am dying a little bit. It says, Glenn Rolfe, Blood and Rain in August's Eyes, is back with a new collection of deliciously frightening, thought-provoking horror. Whether dealing with werewolves in The Dead Brother situation, a vicious cult in The Devil's Kin, an evil doll in the Splatterpunk Award-nominated Molly, or gut-wrenching loss in Gone Away, these 15 dark tales promise to entertain, cause your skin to crawl, and make you feel a little more. Yes, please. And they send me The Saga of Dead Eye, Book 1, Vampires, Zombies, and Mojo Men by Ronald Kelly. I love Ronald Kelly. His writing is amazing in my opinion. He has a bunch of seasonal, like holiday kind of horror. I will link them down below. He has like a St. Patrick's one, he has Halloween ones, he has a Christmas one that I'm actually in the middle of, and you will see later on in the haul one of his Christmas short story collections. I love his writing, and I will always read his short story collection. Let's read the synopsis for this one. The bloody war between the states and the harrowing confinement in an enemy prison camp had turned Joshua Wingdale into a broken man. His nerves and spirit shattered by the barbarity of battle and demoralized by a cause that his heart secretly despised. Wingate returns home in hope of finding peace and healing.
This font is very little, and my light is like disappearing on me.
But upon his arrival, he discovers that hell had come to call. His beloved wife had been violated and transformed into a horrid bride of the undead, and his only son abducted by a band of diabolical outlaws led by the renegade vampire Jules Holland. Along for the ride are 3 demonic henchmen from the fetid bowels of Hades and the dark witch Evangeline. Aware that he is no match for the gang, Wingate rides across Georgia and Tennessee, nonetheless intent on rescuing his child from imminent disaster. During his journey, he witnesses the horrors and atrocities Holland and his evil confederates have wrought. Eventually, he finds himself at the outlaw's mercy. An instant before death, he makes a final pledge to his stolen son. And the synopsis continues. It's a pretty long synopsis, but I'm gonna leave it there. This sounds incredible. And then the last one that they sent me is a book by Justin Holly. It's Tethered to Darkness. I'm dying to read this one. I mean, look at this cover. The synopsis says, to escape her fanatically religious upbringing. Okay, sold. I love religious horror. There's just something about it. I'm sold already, but let's continue. I'm gonna start all over again. To escape her fanatically religious upbringing, Maya moves away to attend State University instead of the Bible college her family wanted. Ooh, she's already in trouble with her family. After orientation orientation, Maya's new friends invite her to the Parapsychology Club, where she meets a charismatic professor who introduces her to astral projection. Maya finds that her social anxiety makes her a natural at the maneuver. So, when her possessive boyfriend tracks her down, hell-bent on returning her home, she escapes their possessive grip by slipping into the nether. However, while out of her body, something ancient and dark and from her past takes over, forced to deal with not only the entity now using her body, but also the religious extremists who have arrived to remove it. Her only hope lies in the hands of her new friend Bruce and the enigmatic professor Callista as they try to save her from a fate beyond hell. Yes, this sounds amazing. They put their like not for resale sign like sometimes right over the synopsis, so it's sometimes hard to read. I apologize about that, but this sounds so good. I am in, you guys. Harper sent me The Last Party by Cassidy Lucas. This comes out April 2022 and it's just a thriller. I also got a package from Tor Nightfire. Oh my gosh, when I see packages from Tor Nightfire, I like melt because I love them so much. They sent me Sundial by Catriona Ward. I read The House on Needless Street this year and it was a favorite of mine, and I'm excited to see what this is about. Plus this cover is insane. This comes out March 2022. Quark sent me Hunters of the Lost City. I mean, look at this. I think this is a middle grade and I'm all about it. It says, packed with shocking twists, frightening monsters, and dark magic, this is a page-turning fantasy adventure for middle grade fans of Holly Black and Tamora Pierce. Yes. Wednesday Books sent me a couple of their books. The first one being Reclaim the Stars by Zoraida Cordova. This comes out February 2022 and is this a short story collection? Yes, 17 tales across realms and space. Super excited for this one. Again, I don't like short stories, but lately I've been really interested by the ones that they've been sending me. And this seems like I mean, hello, realms and space. I love space things. And this seems like astrology based as well. And with the stars, I am eager to read this one. And then I also got A Golden Fury by Samantha Coho. This is a debut novel and it comes out February of 2022 as well. Next is a book that I actually requested. I'm trying not to request a lot of books or accept a lot of books, but I have done some accepting lately and some requesting. And one that I requested was Lamella by Max Halper. This is from Bad Dream Entertainment. This is the first time that I see a book by them, and I mean, this cover, I saw this cover in a couple of bookstagrammers showcasing them and I was like, yes please. This comes out in March 7th of 2022 and it says, there's something wrong with the girl and everything else. Mel Lane assumed his life was on the track it was supposed to be. A career with upward movement, a home, a long-term relationship. That is, until he comes home one day to a girlfriend he knows and a child he doesn't. Stranger still, no one else seems disturbed by the child's presence or by its bizarre inhuman features. Mel is a reasonable man and he knows there is a reasonable explanation, but once the veil of reality begins to ripple, the world around him becomes something he simply doesn't understand. Worse yet, it's becoming very clear that he may never have understood it quite as well as he thought he did. It continues, but that's all I'm gonna read, and this sounds and seems insane. So I'm excited for that one. I'm so excited that I got approved after requesting it. Next, I got a package by C.S. Fritz. His name is Casey, actually. He contacted me on Instagram to send me his book, and I really loved what I read as the synopsis. It's called A Fig for All the Devils, and this is the cover. This sounds so good. It says, an abused, grief-stricken, and impoverished Sony has all but given up on life. That is, until he meets death by the way of the Grim Reaper. The Reaper, a junk food-loving, poetry-reading, cigarette-addicted entity, has no time to waste as he searches for a suitable successor who would become death for the next millennium. By training the boy in the ways of death and dying, Reaper grooms his young apprentice, and through suspenseful and horror-laced events, he unknowingly gives Sonny something he never intended, something to live for. I love grief-stricken stories, and although this doesn't sound like it's fully like that's the plot of it, I love when characters are grief-stricken. So excited to read this. I mean, a junk food loving, cigarette addicted Grim Reaper. I'm in. From Blackstone Publishing, they contacted me and asked me if I wanted the new John Bassoff book. And actually the author had contacted me, John Bassoff. This is Beneath Cruel Waters, and this sounds so amazing. It says a wrenching psychological thriller in the vein of Tana French's In the Woods. John Bassoff's Beneath Cruel Waters remind us that the sins of the mothers are the sins of the sons. I don't want to read any more because I want to go into this a little blind, because I did read the synopsis when he reached out to me, but that was about a month and a half ago, so I sort of forgotten, but this sounds amazing. Thank you so much, John, for sending me your book. I mean, thank you to all the publishers and authors that have sent me their books. Next, I got a book by Brett Riley, and it is Freaks. Hunted by monsters wanting for questioning, late for class. 4 high school friends suffer daily humiliations at the hands of 3 bullies. When the friends accidentally open a portal to another dimension, they unintentionally allow terrifying, otherworldly creatures to invade their small Arkansas town. Discovering that they are now endowed with strange superpowers, the 4 teens dub themselves Freaks, the very name their tormentors used to ridicule them. The Freaks must fight to save the lives of family and friends now in mortal peril and thwart a secret government task force that appears to be hunting them. This sounds amazing, and this cover is amazing as well. This comes out in March 2022. I do plan on doing a reading vlog with some of these arcs. Let me know which ones you are most interested in me doing a reading vlog, or if you want me to do a reading vlog for all of them, I will try my best. Which ones are you most interested in hearing about? Then I just recently received this book. It is a book by John Darnielle, and it is Devil House. This cover is, I don't want to say this because I don't want to sound mean, but number one, it is sort of ugly, but at the same time, I'm kind of liking it because it's giving me Rosemary's Baby vibes. It's giving me like very retro vibes, which at the beginning I was like, okay, this is a very like blah cover, but the more I look at it, the more I love it. And if you, I mean, it doesn't have much details, but if you look at the details between the house and this bat-like creature down here, it's simple, but it's growing on me. So I'm excited to read this one. I don't know anything about this. I didn't request it. It was unsolicited. So I don't know. I'm kind of like intrigued by it, to be completely honest with you. It says, Devil House is John Darnielle's, I hope I'm saying that right, most ambitious work yet, a book that blurs the line between fact and fiction, that combines daring formal experimentation with a spellbinding tale of crime, writing, memory, and artistic obsession. So I'm excited for that one as well. So those are all the books that I got sent from publishers and authors. Again, thank you so much for anybody that has ever sent me a book. Like, I am so grateful, and sometimes I feel really bad when I can't get to them because we all want to read all the books, but I only have one set of eyes, one pair of eyes, and one brain, so I can only digest one book at a time, even though I have like 10 ongoing books right now. And then
this stack right here, I have personally got myself because, hello. I mean, you know, I love to shop books.
So let's start with this book right here that I bought because my friend Michelle talked about it on her Instagram, and I love winter horror so much, and we're gonna be buddy reading it, and Tali is gonna be joining us as well. It is Winter Wake by Rick Hautala. First off, take a look at this cover. I know this takes place on an island off the coast of Maine. There's fog and icy waters and a beautiful calculating woman and a vengeful wraith with glistening bones. I mean, I don't want to know anything else. It's a little mass market paperback. This was written in 1989, and I'm all about the 80s mass paperback horrors. There's just something about that. Speaking of mass paperbacks, I bought 3 more Richard Layman books. I posted on my Instagram how I have like 10 of his books. I talk about it in my 5-star predictions as well. And I still have to read, I have yet still to read a Richard Layman book. The latest 3 that I bought, one of them being Island, which is the one that made it onto my 5-star predictions list video. I will link that up above, but super eager to read this, and I'm hoping to read this more towards the summer months. What prompted me to actually buy this little haul was the seller, because I do own Beast House, and I believe that's the second book to this trilogy, and I didn't have the first book, so I had to buy the seller. And then this is another one that I saw when I was researching the best of Richard Layman. A lot of people kept talking about this one, so I had to buy it, and it is The Traveling Vampire Show. So I love vampires, you guys know that. Vampires and zombies just have my heart. I hope nobody's looking in here. It's super dark now. It was daytime when I started filming this, but now it's dark. All my blinds are open and this light is shining on me, so I hope nobody's watching me. And then the rest of these books I bought off of Amazon, except this one, which is And the Devil Cried by Christopher Triana. I actually bought this straight from the publisher, I think. Or did I buy this off of Amazon? I think I pre-ordered this off of Amazon when the publishing company announced it. These are all from Amazon. I bought Waif. I have already read this, and this is actually going to be in a reading vlog that's going to be coming up shortly. I don't know when. At some point I will be uploading a reading vlog where I read nothing but women in horror in the indie publishing community, and this was one of them. This is what inspired that whole reading vlog. So short little book. It just recently came out. I pre-ordered it and I could not wait to read it. Spoiler, it was amazing. Then here is the Ronald Kelly I was talking about earlier, Seasons Creepings, Tales of Holiday Horror. I am by story number 3. I love his short stories, and yeah, not much else to say except that cover is ace. Coming up to the last few books, I've been wanting this one for so long. This is folk tales from Norway, Sweden, Finland, Iceland, and Denmark. These are all places I want to visit, and it is Nordic tales. I don't know why, but this just intrigued me so much. I love folklore and folk tales, so I thought I would buy this and see what it's all about. I mean, these end pages are just incredible. And this is going to be one of my reads for 2022 that I'm super excited for, actually for the beginning of 2022. And then I bought that because Amazon was having buy 2 get 1 free or something like that. So these were the 3 books that I bought on that sale. Vita Nostra by Marina and Serhii Diachenok. This is a translated novel. And I love translated works. I've heard mixed reviews on this one, but I am super eager to see what this is about. And then the last and final book that I bought is a book that I've been wanting for a while, and it was part of the sale, so I snatched it up, If We Were Villains by M.L. Rios. So yeah, that is everything for this book haul, you guys. Let me know if you've read any of these, and again, let me know if you want to see any of these ARCs or review books that I have received in reading vlogs to come. I know that I want to do a couple of them. I wish I could do them all, but I might be able to, but it might go beyond the release date. But if there's something in specific that you want to see me review or vlog that you've seen in this video, let me know, and I will try my best to do that for you guys. Again, let me know if you've read any of these. Let's chat books in the comment section down below. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye!